Tonight, we're diving into a headline that sounds dramatic but deserves a careful look. Is Russia drifting toward something that could resemble a civil war? No one can predict a breaking point on a calendar, and Russia is still a heavily centralized security state. But wars abroad often crack open stresses at home, and the pressures inside Russia are stacking up in ways that make the system feel more brittle. Start with the war in Ukraine. Years of casualties, constant recruitment drives, and the slow grind of a wartime economy have created exhaustion that officials can't fully hide. Even when pay rises in defense sectors, ordinary families feel the trade-offs through prices, shortages, and a future that looks narrower than it did before the war. Next, look at the power structure. The Wagner mutiny in 2023 was a rare moment when Russians saw armed men defy the top brass, seize a major city's military headquarters, and march toward Moscow before a deal stopped them. The Kremlin reasserted control, but that episode exposed something important. Russia's coercive system isn't a single block. It's a constellation of the army, intelligence services, National Guard units, regional strongmen, and semi-official veteran networks, each with its own loyalties and rivalries, in the regions. Moscow has tightened budgets and appointments to keep governors loyal, but the war increases the burden on poorer and distant areas that send more men and get less back. That center-periphery imbalance doesn't automatically lead to rebellion, yet it plants resentment that can flare if the center looks weak. Then there's society itself. Hundreds of thousands of veterans will cycle home over time. Many reintegrate peacefully, but in any country, a huge veteran cohort can become a political force, especially if they feel betrayed, underserved, or drawn into hardline nationalist groups that claim to be truer defenders of the nation than corrupt bureaucrats. Put all this together, and the most realistic risk isn't a Hollywood-style two sides civil war tomorrow. It's something messier: elite infighting behind closed doors, localized clashes between rival armed factions, sporadic regional unrest, or a sharper crackdown that keeps order but further erodes legitimacy. So when you hear civil war is brewing, treat it as a warning light, not a prophecy. Watch the indicators: sudden purges, public splits among security leaders, armed groups acting without Moscow's approval, or regions openly resisting federal demands. That's where big systems usually start to fracture, quietly then all at once.